high-speed motor in a 40 Ford coupe. She had a racing cam and a supercharged. Look out, buddy, hot rod at large. She's a hot rod. She's a hot rod. She's my hot rod.
U.S. history, and he collects a lot of stuff. An assortment of uniforms, assortment of medals, and he just has so much memorabilia from wars ranging from modern conflicts now all the way to the Civil War. And he's been working 30 years on this museum. And when I heard that he was doing this museum, I thought that this would be an amazing opportunity to not only participate in something so historical for the region, but also something that is helping our veterans, because I truly have them in my heart.
How far back does this go? World War II, World War I?
Well, it goes all the way to the Civil War.
Holy cow! Really? Any local people that died in that war could be in this museum?
Yes.
That's a lot. That's not a few people, boys and girls, moms and dads. That's a lot of people. Holy smoke! So, and what exactly are you doing now? All this memorabilia. I talked with. Full disclosure, I talked with his father earlier, and he told me about these boxes. They're a diorama or shadow boxes that are made of memorabilia from these people.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So these shadow boxes, they contain, they can contain personal letters. They can contain Purple Hearts, medals they have earned. They also may contain, medallions. I mean, a lot of these boxes, they have contents in them, but it's more than just the contents. These are the stories of people's lives in these boxes.
Oh, it's history. Absolutely.
So when I get to handle one of them, it's euphoric. It's amazing,
Yeah, it's amazing. What would be wrong with me is I would get one box, and that'd be the only one I moved that night. The only one I categorized that night because I'd be reading everything in it. Letters to home, letters from mom, anything that's in that box was that particular region soldier. And these are soldiers from Southwest Michigan, Northwest Indiana, this whole area. This whole Midwest area. Just a whoo-hoo. How many you figure are there? How many shadow boxes we're going to call them? Okay. How many boxes you think are there?
About 400.
Whew.
But also, Mr. Clark not only has stuff from the region, but also from soldiers across the country. And he also has stuff, I don't think he's going to put them in the museum, but he has shadow boxes for people who were in the Holocaust too. So he definitely has it across the board.
What school is this, Mr. Clark, is that?
Lake Central High School.
Sounds like a very special history teacher to me. My goodness. Now where is this thing? This thing is located in Cherville. You know what? That's back on Eagle Drive. That's back where the theaters are, right?
Yep, right in between the two theaters and behind the Menards.
Behind Menards and between Showplace 1 and Showplace 12 or whatever.
Something like that,
yeah. Whatever they are, yeah. There's also a pizza joint back there I like real well. Giuseppe's, right? That's a good pizza joint. Any more contact is 219-865-9600. But what is going on now, December 8th? Yeah, this is going to be the culmination of your work?
Well, it's not only just my work, but it's also the work of the History Club and Mr. Clark himself. I'm just playing the role of kind of creating a database for these shadow boxes that we've been talking about. And, on December 8th at 1 p.m. at the Tri-Town Safety Village, they're going to be having, the ribbon cutting ceremony. They might even have they will have a guest speaker that'll, speak at this cutting ceremony, and then it'll be unveiled to the public.
So if I want to go to this safety village and see my Uncle Fred's box, you're the one that's going to know where it's at. You're going to have it categorized so I can find it.
Yes.
I'll look for Uncle Fred so-and-so, and it'll be there, and that's what you're doing. Otherwise, it's just all helter-skelter at this point. When you started, it was. They're just everywhere.
Yeah, it would be, what I'm doing would create some order there. And not only would I know the location, but because it's my project, it'll also be shared to whoever will be there at the museum that particular day.
Wow. This is not a project you took on lightly. This is something heavy duty. Did you ever like look up and say, God, is there an end to this?
I've definitely heard a lot of people say, there's a lot of stuff in there. I'm surprised that you'll be able to get your Eagle Scout project done. But something that, I'm reminded is that I'm laying the groundwork for, this project. And, I'm passing on that torch to the next group of people.
Well, exactly. It'll be easy to keep up now.
Mm-hmm.
The basics will be done.
Yes.
The trench work, so to speak. God, that's a bad thing to say, trench work in a military museum. That's where we did all our fighting, was in the trenches at that point. The ribbon cutting ceremony is this Saturday.
Oh, actually, no. It's December 8th. Yep.
A week from Saturday.
Yep.
Ah, okay. That's, and it's in Cherville. And you're going to be, of course, you're going to be there. You're going to have the whole family there. You think you're going to have everything? You're going to have all 400 names categorized by then? Or close?
Well, we're planning on getting the shadow boxes that are currently in the museum taken care of. So he has about 200 shadow boxes in the museum and 200 that are not in the museum. Because he only has so much room inside this museum that can be displayed, including the uniforms and the helmets and all the other things that Mr. Clark has.
Well, they can rotate them in and out then if they want.
Yep.
Different times. That sounds like a good idea, yeah. So this will, everything that he has assembled stuff from each person, from their family, from their military record, even some uniforms and all kinds of stuff, medals. How big are these boxes?
It's about 24 by 18 inches, so 2 feet and
A foot and a half.
a foot and a half, yeah.
Ooh. Made of wood?
Yep. And it has a glass display on
By
it.
the time you get them full, what do they got to weigh? They got to weigh some big pounds.
They're decently sized, but not only is it soldiers who may have passed away in the war, but also for MIA, missing in action or prisoners of war, and it's just like I said, it's very heart-wrenching to go through some of the things in there because the other day I saw something for someone who passed during Pearl Harbor, and he came from the USS Arizona, and it was just insane to see that because it had a picture of the Arizona, and then it had a picture of him standing next to his beloved person. So
And he's about your age.
yeah.
Yeah, now think about that, folks at home. These are kids, 18, 19 years old. He wasn't even 18, was he?
Probably not, no.
Yeah, he lied about his age to get in the Navy, which was the easiest thing to do. If you wanted to get in any branch of service, the Navy was the easiest to get in if you lied. The Marine Corps, not so much. And the Army, they don't care. The Army they take the floor sweepings. They get what they can get. I got to tell you, now, this guy's this teacher. What's his name again?
Mr. Clark.
Mr. Clark.
Tom Clark.
Tom Clark from Lake Central High School. I salute to you, Tom Clark. Is he a veteran himself?
Yes.
Salute to you, Tom Clark. I got to tell you, this is and to hook this guy and get him going on the database, which is that's up your wagon, right? The database, that's your kind of thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. I figured it might be. It's kind of the guys at their house. They don't have breakfast cereal bowls. They have little computers that they eat their cereal out of in the morning. Trust me, that's how things are at that house. But anyway, and nobody better to do the database than you. This guy is he's been an inspiration to you. And I'm going to tell you what, you're more like an inspiration to our listeners here. This whole thing, for our veterans, we can never do enough. And Veterans Day month of November, we always think about them as much as we can. T-Rex and I and E-Rex, we do car shows all summer for PTSD and Operation Bike Saver, and you name it, we'll do it. But this is something, this is history. And this is not even so much for the veterans as much as it is for the families of the veterans to be able to say, I was there and I read my shadow box of Uncle so-and-so. Wow, it's really cool. We'll be back.